Okay, so after reviewing my interview with Kavika Miranda, there are a few strengths and weaknesses that I found with my own personal performance. I felt that my three strengths were one, that I had enough questions, sorry about that, prepared before going into the interview, so I wasn't struggling or taking up extra time or making Kavika wait for another question. Two, I was able to continuously make follow-up questions based off of Kavika's answers without hesitation. I always had something more to say or more to ask. And three, I was able to get the interview flowing to where it no longer seemed like an interview. It was more so just like a conversation between Kavika and I, which many job interviews, that's what they tell you. If it starts to feel like a conversation, that's a good thing. So I think it's good. I felt that my weaknesses were, like I just did, I used a lot of ums and likes, which interrupts interview and makes it seem like I'm unprepared. Two, I used a lot of the same words to sound interested. So I used a lot of wows, or that's awesome, or that's cool, even though I was actually very interested in his topic on one-man canoes, because when he first brought it up to me, one, I didn't know that he worked for a canoe shop. Two, I didn't know that he had already been building canoes. So he's built a lot of canoes and he's sent them all over the world, which is amazing. I'm not too sure how old he is, but that's a huge accomplishment. It seems really awesome to me. I don't know much about one-man canoes, so it was a really great interview, I think. And three, I felt like I asked too many continuous follow-up questions. So for example, I had asked him about his favorite place to paddle, but instead of just waiting for him to answer that simple question, I added onto it by saying, maybe do you have a favorite beach or another favorite place or a place you used to go to or something like that. And that kind of just overwhelms him, I guess, and per se. That's why a lot of times I could see that he was pausing first to collect all of the questions that I had just asked him and then answering my question. So that was my third weakness that I found. And I honestly don't think that my difficult question was difficult at all by any means. When I was preparing for the interview, I was so focused on his object being a one-man canoe, and I really honestly was not sure how to ask a difficult question about it. And so I came up with the question about how to build one, because in his email to me, he had discussed or had mentioned that he wanted to talk about building canoes. So I didn't know if he knew how to build them, but when our conversation got going, he had mentioned it. So I asked him how to build a one-man canoe, assuming that it took a lot of different steps and was a very long and lengthy process and would take him a while and a lot of explaining to convey to me how the process works. However, he summed it up very well, and it was done. It was simple. He told me, you need this, this, and this. They have a big oven for canoes, which is pretty cool. Didn't know that. And yeah, and that was it. So that's my self-evaluation of my second interview. Thanks.